Well, hey there, guys. This is Sam Laffey from Las Vegas, and welcome, team at B Family, my B Queens, my B Kings. And listen, I just wanted to put this quick team call together. I know that it was super short notice, and I was actually going to jump on another call, and then I decided, you know what, this is way too important. And while I had Lori, she's out of town and going to be really busy, I wanted to make sure to grab her while I could because, you know, her and I were talking yesterday, and she's such a great numbers person. I didn't even realize that about her until, you know, she's telling me things that are making my head spin. And so we were talking about, she's like, somebody should come up with a breakdown, you know, to make these, you know, to get to your goals and realize how attainable this is. I said, well, you sound like the perfect person for that. So, yeah, she did that while she was driving at 4 in the morning. Well, she wasn't driving. Paul was, and wanted to make sure I got her on here so she can explain that. So, you know, many of you heard my Monday morning motivation call, which was a cruise call, and, you know, that one went longer than my usual, you know, 5 to 10 minutes that I like to keep it, and I hope everybody was okay with it. Nobody hung up on it, so that's good. So if I repeat myself, I'm sorry, but I do want to have this recording available for you to give this to your newbies. So with that said, hey, you guys, this contest really and truly, the company did it so that everybody could win. You know, I've been involved in other companies, and you go to a conference, they announce a contest, and you hoop and holler, and they pump you up for it. And then as soon as you leave, you know that you're not going to win. It's only the top 10 people that are winning. So, of course, it's only the top 10 earners, you know, that are going to win that trip. So, you know, what Dave and Drew did is they came up with something that's going to help us get points on all kinds of levels and make it attainable even for the newbies. And that's what we're going to break down today. You know, the contest does not include your airfare, and that's something that Dave was, you know, trying to think about, and he ran it by some of us also. You know, he's so great about, you know, connecting with the field. And so instead of messing with airfare, which can be very difficult for, you know, to try to do that for each person, by leaving out the airfare, we're able to get more people on this cruise, and that is so way more important because we want to have a party there. And if you guys were in Texas with us, dude, you want to be on this cruise because this group is way too much fun. So, hey, Lori, are you with me?
I am.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Lori, why don't we go ahead and get started with this breakdown? You guys can find the points in your back office. If you haven't seen it already, you go in the back office under News, and it has, you know, what kind of points you get for what. So that's what Lori's going to be referring to, of course. And we'll just break it down, and you're going to be showing how to get to that very first, the very first win, because we have multiple wins you can do depending on your points. So we'll talk about the first one. That way, you know, you don't look at that 30,000 because that might seem very far away. So let's talk about, you know, winning the first part of the cruise, which is still the same except for it's just one person, and then you can pay for your spouse. So that's what we're going to focus on for tonight. So go ahead, Lori. I'm going to mute myself out.
Okay, thanks, Sam. I just finished a sneezing fit, so I'm sorry if I sound a little stuffy. Okay, so number one, if you're not a brand builder, hurry and be a brand builder. Make yourself a brand builder. That will give you 1,000 points to start off right off the bat. If you already are a brand builder, then you already have that 1,000 points. The second thing you need to do is get 6 brand builders. So a senior. And now with being a senior brand builder, you just earned another 5,000 points. So now you're at 9,000 points. Then after that, you need to start focusing on making your $500 a month, which is only $125 a week. So if you do that for all 4 months, you're going to get 2,000 points for that. So now you're up to 11,000 points. Then you're going to get the bonus for the $500 bonus club of another 2,000 points if you achieve that for all 4 months. So that's another 2,000 points. Now you're up to 13,000 points. Then the next thing that you need to focus on is if you have 2 people on your team, they don't have to be the same people, but if you have just at least 2 people that are earning $500 a month, that'll give you another 2,000 points, and guess what? You're at your 15,000. Easy breezy. It's so simple if you can just break it down like that and focus. Just break it down and focus on one piece at a time. So first thing, if you're not a brand builder, get to be a brand builder right away, and then you go out there and get 6 more brand builders. And that's what the goal that I'm focusing on, the first 15,000, and then I'll set my sights on the 20, 25, and the 30,000 points. But I think this is so attainable and it's so doable for everybody. So I know the points just came out today, and mine weren't very much, but it's just beginning, and it was only 1 week. So we still have 15 weeks left. So if you have any questions, let me know, and I hope I didn't talk too fast through it all. Thanks, Sam.
Well, I'm also going to print up your text that you sent me. So I'll put that, I'll send that out, and leaders can also share that as well. So, I want to try something. We'll see what happens. Does anybody have any questions as of yet? If you do, press *6 to unmute your line. Okay, I knew that was going to happen. It's so funny. Every time you ask for questions, all of a sudden it's crickets, and then they're bombarding you with all their questions after the call. But that's okay, because it could be kind of crazy anyway on a live call. So that's such a simple breakdown, Lori. Thank you for that, because that's not even including, what your...
Hey, Sam, can you hear me?
I can. Hey, Renee.
Hey. If I remember correctly, aren't our weekly pay, isn't that going to be calculated and added into our point system as well?
Well, that's what I was just going to say. She kept it just the big points. And I was just going to say, remember, there's other things in there of your matching. When you help a builder, when you help your person become a builder and they get points, you're going to get points. You're going to get the points for every dollar you make. They're going to give you a point. So those paychecks are going to be there. So it's even easier when you know that. But, we wanted to just focus on some of the big points that are going to get you there. And then the rest is gravy, because if you focus on the way Lori just said, that's going to get you to 15. Well, then all the other stuff, now we only need 5,000 to get to the 20, and another 5 to get to the cabin with the porthole, and then another 5 to get to the top winners, which will be a cabin with a balcony. So, again, not focusing on the 30, for some people that, it seems so far away, but, I've heard it said, how do you eat an elephant, and it's one bite at a time. Why is anybody going to eat an elephant? I don't know, but I've heard that so many times, so I thought I'd say it.
Well, it's just so exciting, and it's everybody's going to get to go.
Yeah, and Renee, you were in our most recent company together. So you know what I'm talking about when, they would have these great fancy trips that were amazing, but it was just no way, no how. You already knew it.
No way, no how at all.
So for this, for them to put something together, and it's not even a first, second, and third place. I love that. That it's just, it levels the playing field, which was so fantastic for them to do it that way, because we're all winners. We've got it in our hearts. Now it's just to put it to action. I mentioned on the call last week or this past Monday, there's no room for doubt in your mind. So please don't do yourself a disservice by saying, I hope I make it, if I do this. You might not think that's a big deal. But what we put in our mind is what we put out into the universe, is what happens. So that's as good as saying it's not going to happen. So there's no room for that here. We've got 4 weeks or 4 months to make this happen. And I don't want anybody to ever give up because, again, you don't know the people you bring in, you don't know who they know. And, even as we start to wind down and you think you're far away, you never know who's going to come in and, heck, they know how to do it and they want to hurry up and they'll still have their chance too, which is going to pump up your points. It's always so doable. So this is kind of like the thing that I talk about, the scale. Don't focus on the scale and don't compare. We have a little chat group and Deb had put her points out there. Of course she's going to get great points because she's the number one money earner in the company. We already know that's going to happen. So, again, that's another disservice you're doing to yourself if you compare that. I even have to make sure that I don't compare myself to Deb because I can't hold a candle to her. So I have to just not do that. And if y'all know me, I don't look at my back office much, and I didn't even know my points today. I haven't looked because I know the points that I need to do, and that's what I focus on. I mentioned at conference that the last contest we had, I didn't even look at it twice. I never knew what you needed. I couldn't. It kind of made me sick to my stomach knowing that my points were going to be out there for people to see. And then, when it was all said and done, I couldn't believe I ended up taking first place. So, and if I can do that, anybody can do it. You just focus on keeping the task at hand of helping your team. Do the same things you do now, which is just, sharing from your heart, but letting them know that there's an opportunity. There's an opportunity for them to win a cruise. Most people have never been on a cruise. They can't afford to. So, hey, if you can get your cruise paid for, why not? So let them know about it. At least put it out there to them. And then like I said, I love Lori's training at conference. It was about telling them a way they can get their product paid for. So it's not even about building the business, but just, here's a way to get your product paid for. And that can help people so much. So, and then it just goes and grows from there. Did anybody else have any questions? Okay. So, Jim, are you on the line with me?
I am.
All right. You know what? Can I ask you just to chime in on anything you might want to say or encourage or ideas?
Well, first off, I want to say happy birthday to Brenda.
Happy birthday, Brenda. This will be a great belated birthday present for you.
And the other thing is you got a lot of points.
Okay, cool.
Just so you know. No, there's the thing about with this contest here, everybody can get it, and don't worry about the points. I mean, don't look at 30,000. Just like Sam said, don't look at any of that. Go out there and do what it takes. If you'll go out there and see how many people that you can get to $500 a month, you're not going to have any problem whatsoever. Just bring people up, even if someone passes you up. And that's what you want them to do. If you're a builder and you bring in a person that goes to senior, guess what? They get those big points, but you're going to get half of those big points. And that can boost you up by having a person who goes ahead of you. So don't worry about that. Just keep pushing. And especially, like I said, with the Builders Pack out there now, not only is it going to push people up the ladder, the pay is going to triple for you. When you bring a person in for the Builders Pack and you're a builder, and especially if they go on your weak side, you're sitting there with $85 every time that happens. And guess what? That's 85 more points. And one thing that they're doing here is if your figures are in your for your money that you're making every week, if it's over 50 cents, in other words, like 51, they're going to go ahead and give you 2 points. In other words, if it was $1.51, that's not a 1.5, that's 2 points. So anything over the halfway mark, they're going to go ahead and give you 2 points. And that can add up quite a bit over the next 16 weeks there. So they're being as fair can be. And the main thing is just get on this cruise because it's going to be a blast. Not only are we going to just have fun and everything, but you're going to be able to learn so much. Anytime that, like this weekend, last weekend, weekend before, whatever it was that we were there, you learn so much from talking to the other people. And that's where I learn from. I learn just as much from you guys as I do in my last 30 years being in this business, because I'm going to tell you something. The day you quit learning is the day you quit earning. And this is an even playing field out here. All you have to do is go out there and use this builder's pack, because guess what that does? A person say, oh, I can't afford that. When you tell them about the combo, the Be Complete combo or the combo, those sound so much better than the $385. Guess what? They're going to come in with one of those. So don't start low. And if they can't do that, of course, we still have it where you can come in for free. You can come in and get your $19.95 and get yourself started. One on the left, one on the right becomes a builder. Boom, you got another 1,000 points. Get everybody to doing that right there, and you're going to start popping them 250s and those 500 points to get to this cruise. And we got 16 weeks to do it. And the best way to get started is just to start now. Don't worry about your points until every Friday, Thursday or Friday when they show, because it will discourage you. It's kind of like I say, a person says, well, I'm going to sponsor 5 people. No, back up. Back up. Your goal is to every day, and this is, of course, my goal. Y'all can use it, not use it. My goal every day is to sponsor someone or to help one of my downline to sponsor someone. That is the only goal. I don't look any further than that. And then guess what? If you miss it, you only missed it by 1. That's not too bad at all. It's just you only missed it by 1, and then start over. If you do sponsor someone or help someone sponsor during that day, start it over that day. You still, at the end of the day, only missed what you wanted by 1, or even if you did that. And another thing that I didn't get to teach on at the thing is to, if you will do this, everybody has a smartphone. Go in there and like 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning, put you an alarm on there, and it'll come on, and all it will say is sponsor someone today. It will bring you back into the fold. It will take the life that's out there messing you around and bring you back into focus. Then about 3 or 4 o'clock, another alarm goes off, and it says, how are you doing on sponsoring someone today? Everybody put that on your phone. You just don't know what that does. It brings you back, because life will get in your way, and that one thing right there can help you go, oh, yeah, I'm supposed to call someone, or I need to go out here and get a sample out to somebody. Folks, the e-sample, oh, my gosh, use that. It runs $39.95. You get 5 e-samples put in your back office that when you find somebody, all you have to do is go in there, type in their name, their address and everything, and click it. The company is going to send them out a sample pack with 2 of the 3 packets. In other words, there's 3 pills in each packet. And it can be 2 B-Lites. It can be a B-Lite and a B-Lite Extra. Whatever that you want, you can choose that. All right. This gives a person a system right off the bat when you send it to them. It's coming professionally. All right, it's coming with a letter from the owner of, Dave Austin on there with your name. It's coming because of you. That person is already tagged to you because of their email address. Even if they go somewhere else and accidentally get on someone else's site and type that in, they've got a system to where that email address will revert it, and it goes through all the system, and boom, it's right back to you again. Even if they make a mistake, it's going to come back to you. The other part is you can follow up with them. It's the greatest follow-up. You may buy a bunch of samples and say, I'm going to go hand them out. But guess what? When you get them, they lay on the desk because you've got to go out there and make that happen. I've had some people say, oh, well, that sounds expensive. No, it's not. If you go out there and you purchase the brochures, purchase the 2 sample packs, go and do it right so they don't get crushed, and get a bubble envelope so the product don't get crushed, make yourself up a letter and everything. By the time you get done, you can't send it as cheap as what the company is doing it for you, and you never have to touch it, and it's always professional, it's always the same, and you're teaching that person that system right there. So use that. It's one of the best things that's come down the pike. We talked about it in February at the leadership, and we were just all in favor of it. They've come out with it, and it's just a blessing. And that counts for you as your auto ship, or not necessarily say auto ship, but it counts for your volume, because that volume, even though it's $39.95 and what you're getting, it counts just like you did a $19.95 order, okay? So you can use that as your monthly. You can put it on auto ship. That's what I got on mine. My top spot, it's got it for there. I will go in and I'll purchase my other product as I need so. But I'm going to have that there. Can you imagine, with everybody that's in your downline right now, just go in there and count them all. If every single one of them were sending out 5 e-sample packs every single month, if you have 100 people, all right, that's 500 people that are going to get this product in their mouth. And I promise you, the product going into someone's mouth is the answer. You never hear a testimony from a person who has not tried our product. Every testimony comes from someone who's tried it. So that's your clue. Get this product in someone's mouth. This is the best route to go. You don't have to handle it. You don't have to ship it. You don't do anything but purchase it and go send it out. Do as many of them as you feel you want to. It's entirely up to you. Use your budget to, however that you feel you want to. And by doing so, every penny that you spend right there is a tax break for you. That's a tax write-off. Every one of those e-samples that you purchase, you can write off your taxes, because that is going out for an expense, a business expense. I'm not going to get into that. I just want to throw that out there. Use the builder's
Jim, I'm glad I brought you on.
Use the builder's pack to start off with. Use it. Then drop down as you need to because of someone's budget. But because we do not require no one, we do not require no one to come in at anything they don't want to come into, guess what? The choice is theirs. And most of the time, they're going to go ahead and want to do what everybody else is doing. But when they're forced to, just say, no, it's $385, you get in or not get in. That's it. Guess what? They just discard it. With us, start there, go all the way down to signing up for free, become a brand fan, and, buy a $19, tube or a sample pack to get started. However it needs to be. But we've got the most, rep-friendly business out there. We've got a contest that's not only going to get you to the cruise, it's going to have you money in your pocket. See, a lot of people aren't talking about you going after that cruise. Not only gets you the cruise, but your income's going to go up because you're chasing that cruise. It's one of the best motivations that's out there. And I will be very sad to not see anybody on this call not on that cruise. That will be just a heartbreak to me, because there's not a person on this phone, I can see every one of your names, that can't get there. Just put your head down, say, I'm going to do it every day. Say, I'm going to do it, and do what it takes to make it happen, because we've got plenty of time to make this happen starting right now. But anyway, that's all I got, Sam.
That's it? Well, that was so very helpful. What amazing, amazing tips. And you're absolutely right with the e-sample pack. Because if you were to do that on your own, which is what I did, I would never send just three. I would always send at least 6 to 9 samples. So if you were to send 6 samples, that's going to cost you $13, because you got to send it parcel post. And then you got to get the bubble mailers, and then you got to use your time and your gas, and then you got to wait in line. So these work out to $8 a sample versus you going to mail it yourself being $13 plus, again, the time of what it's going to take to get there. So, guys, you've gotten some great tips here. The last thing I'll leave you with is remembering about the builders, about being a brand builder. It's so easy to get to brand builder, and you let your people know, when you're getting started, go ahead and get your husband signed up, or your spouse, I should say, not your husband, your spouse signed up, and put them under you on one side. Now you only need one more person to become a builder, because you're going to stay active with the $19.95, but you're going to order the big combo underneath your spouse so that you both can be using it, whatever that is. But, so you're going to get that commission as well, and now you only need one more person to be a builder. There's no reason why everybody shouldn't be teaching people how to become a builder in the first 24 to 48 hours. Because they can, do it that way, and now they only need one more person. Who do you know? Surely you have a best friend or your sister who's going to get mad if you lose weight without them. So do the follow-up, and, guys, we're going to see you all on that cruise. I'm so excited. And we will have this recording. I'll get that out to the leaders so they can spread it amongst their teams, and share it with your newbies. It's never too late to share it with your newbies. So make sure they all get this recording in their hands and give them this opportunity, because, wow, there's nothing better than a cruise except for a free cruise. So that's it. I'll go ahead and let you go.
Sam?
Well,
Hey, Sam?
Yes.
I just wanted to say before I got off here, thank you, Lori, for that. That was something that was needed, and you did it. You just pointed it out exactly what a person needs to do, and I appreciate that so much. That shows true leadership, and my hat is off to you, Lori. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Jim. That really means a lot. That's just one sample, though. I mean, there's so many different ways you can do it, but that's just what I'm focusing on for me. So.
Yeah, it was brilliant, and I know that I'm going to see so much playback on this that they're going to want to listen to that over again. And like I said, I'll share the text that you sent me with the breakdown in writing as well, and something I shared on that Monday motivation call. Print up a picture. Go and Google the ship, Miss Eurodam, and put it everywhere, and write on there, I will be on this cruise January 14th through the 21st. Of 2018, and print so many of those that it is all over your house, where you see it everywhere. You're reminding yourself, you're telling yourself it's going to happen. Lori requested off as soon as she heard about the contest. That's how committed she is, and she just knows it's going to happen. So she already requested that time off. She's already looking for airfare. And, like she said, she doesn't have that many points right now. But that's not what she's focused on. Her focus is she's going to win it. And when you put that out into the universe, things start to happen when you really and truly believe it. So now I'll go ahead and let you guys go. I'll see you guys on the Just Be page. Remember, when you get them in, introduce them to the page, let them see these amazing stories, and remind them there's no questions on here, but we always ask that you get back to the person who sponsored you so they can, if they don't know the answer, they know who to get the answer from, because we want to help everybody. So thanks so much for being on this call the last minute, and we'll keep checking in and doing cruise calls and just keep everybody excited and motivated. And as always, I'm here to help. Private message me. I want to help each and every one of you as much as I can. So don't hesitate to use me. Don't hesitate to use Jim. My goodness, he's here for all of us too. So we'll see you later, guys. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Good night.